Hello, my friends. Welcome to today's Reiki session. I hope you're doing as well as possible. This session is a really supportive one for frazzled energy. So if you've got a lot on your plate right now and you just feel a little frazzled, maybe you're starting to kind of get distracted in conversations. Maybe you're having a hard time being present. Maybe you're being a little bit mindless. You walk into a room and you go, what was there to do? I have a million things on my plate. What is it? This is just to kind of reset, refresh. And my intention here is for all of this healing to work. And while you sleep, this healing is moving through your system. So tomorrow when you wake up, you're going to feel nice and balanced, nice and gathered, collected, centered, right? So often when we have that kind of frazzled energy, we just feel scattered, right? So this is about centering all of that. But this isn't going to be about necessarily, lowering your energy or anything like that. This is about having an uplifted, high vibration, but one that's just very centered, centering that frazzled energy. Okay, my dear. So just lie back, let the Reiki table really hold your weight. Give your weight to the Reiki table. That's what we're here for. We're here to take the weight of the day, take your stresses so that you don't have to hold them anymore. This is your safe space here in our little woodland, in our cottage in the woods. We're here to just help you melt away the day with the light of compassion, the warmth of healing. Take off. Shed that layer, that frazzled layer, that stress, overwhelm. Good. So let's begin with a little bit of essential oils, warmest, and then let's do a little bit of an initial cleansing. This oil blend is a lavender and bergamot. This is one that one of you said when I asked what some of your favorite blends are. One of you said this, and you said something else, that another essential oil that I don't actually have. But yeah, lavender and bergamot. I always love hearing what your favorite oil blends are, what kind of essential oils you're using, what kind of tools you're using. So if there are any tools that you're using that you're loving in your spiritual practice, or any tools that you want me to use, work on, incorporate into our sessions, let me know down below, because that's sort of what my Patreon is all about, is allowing me to create spaces and tools and things like that that you can enjoy. Okay. All right, my dear, I'm going to spritz through your aura. You're right, this does smell really nice. I'm going to come through with our owl feather. And I really want to waft away any of the energy that you might be holding on to. It's a very windy day here today. So we're going to kind of play with that energy and just kind of waft any stagnant energy, any stagnant tension specifically, out of your physical body. So slow your breathing down. Slow your breathing. One way that you can do this, if you're breathing like that, breathing really shallowly, or you're maybe breathing very quickly, is to imagine that your body is this vessel, like a bottle, and you're filling it up with sparkly light. So you're filling it in at the top, and it goes all the way down your body, sort of like moving down your chakras, down into your root chakra, which is the bowl at the base of your torso. And so imagine that as you take that sip of air, you're filling up all the cracks and crevices, the nooks and crannies, all the way down to the bowl at the base of your torso. And then you're letting it all bubble up and out. There's kind of this effervescent, sparkly energy that you're leaving behind. It's like a trail of light and sparkles that makes you glimmer. So just try and sort of take a larger gulp of air. And then allow it to just sort of suffuse, bubble up and out. Sometimes when we have a very frazzled energy, the thing that we actually need more than anything is kind of something that's a little bit more fast-paced, a little bit more kind of matching that high octane energy. So going for a run, playing with your kids or your dog, doing some jumps, going for a workout, a swim. Those things can be really, really helpful. Even just physically shaking your body out can be really helpful for just releasing some of that energy. Because a lot of times that frazzled energy is just, it's kind of a scattergun. And you want to just laser beam that focus. In order to do that, you kind of want to collect all of the energy that's floating around, collect it all, and then aim it towards something specific. So very often it's really helpful to sort of get in our bodies. When we're in that frazzled state, just get in your body in some way. I love resistance training and swimming, and I play pickleball and tennis. The founder of pickleball was like my grandpa's best friend, so I kind of grew up with him as my grandpa because my grandpa passed away before I was born. And so pickleball is like, it's funny because like we used to just kind of play that as sort of kind of like a family sport growing up. And now to see people play it all over the country is really trippy. I was talking to my brother about that the other day, just how strange it is that pickleball has become a thing. It's really funny. Anyway, but something that can get you out and outside and, you know, move your body and kind of expel some of that pent-up energy, because that frazzled feeling is really just pent-up energy that's being misdirected, and it's leaching out in certain ways, and it's being flicked all around because we don't have that intentional focus for it. And that can happen because maybe you have too much on your plate, you know. It can also happen if you are constantly getting disrupted as you're doing things, or if you're constantly consuming content that's very scattered, you know, like a lot of short form content that just comes one after the other. Anything that's kind of promoting your brain to flip, 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 flip. So sometimes it's not always easy for us to manage those external challenges, but we can take what we can control and what we're able to shift or set boundaries around in our lives, and do our best to do just that. Do our best to really, you know, let's say we are constantly getting interrupted. Maybe we can just set boundaries for ourselves that say, all right, these are 3 circumstances that I'm going to allow myself to get distracted, whether that's my kids need my attention, this person needs something from me, or I need to take care of myself in this moment. Or, you know, beyond that, you just say, this is my dedicated time to focus on this thing that I'm doing. I'm going to give myself a specific time so that it's reasonable. There's a lot of research into sort of like time blocking and using, let's say, 40 minutes as your time block to say, I'm going to work on this thing for 40 minutes. It breaks it down into a much more easy like chunk of time to kind of consider, well, I can do that for 40 minutes kind of thing. And then just saying, I'm not going to allow myself to be disrupted for these 40 minutes unless it falls under that category that we spoke about. Maybe 1 to 3 things that you're like, if I am interrupted in this way by my boss or by my kids or whatever, my dog or my needs, then that's different. But does that make sense? Does that seem like something that you might be able to commit to? That way you can really start to practice your long-term kind of focus and concentration without having it be overwhelming. The idea of sitting down and doing a 3-hour time block on, you know, paperwork or doing your accounts can seem really overwhelming. But if you're just saying, okay, I'm going to work on this for 40 minutes, then I'm going to take a little break, walk my dog, stretch my legs, go to the bathroom, get myself a glass of water. So, if what you're feeling like you need, what you're feeling like you're craving right now, is this sense of wholeness, safety, security, I would really encourage you to try to find ways in which you are safe right now and ground in those. We've talked about this before, but sort of laying the foundation of your safety and security. I talk about this in my book, Self-Loved, a Month of Meditations. But it's sort of about laying that foundation brick by brick of those things that you have right now that are keeping you safe, that you already have, that are making you secure. It's that foundation of safety and security. And that's really about balancing in the root chakra. I have fresh air to breathe. I breathe. What a luxury. I have clean water to drink. What a luxury. I have nourishment for my body. What a luxury. I'm so lucky. I'm so grateful. So just start to really connect with those aspects that are there, ways in which you are already safe. You have internet. Wow, that's amazing. What a luxury. How wonderful. So, once we're there, once we're really in this foundation of safety and security, that's when we can start to find our center, right? So we just done some cleansing with our selenite wands. These are so wonderful. I really missed them when I was gone. They are so powerful. They're self-cleansing, which I love, so you don't have to worry about cleansing your stones or, making them, having to do a whole thing. They can serve you, work for you, help you cleanse your other stones, cleanse your jewelry. I place my necklace on this. It's stuck. What are you stuck on? Like that. Or my earrings. I like to put them on the window right behind you. And put them on the windowsill and let them just soak up the sunlight and the moonlight and the cloud light and the starlight. And then they have this beautiful glow, and they are just wonderful stones. Good, 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 good. Let's go ahead and play around with some other stones now to really help you center that frazzled energy and to help you feel your best. To help you feel your best. It can be quite easy to focus on lack, focus on the areas that aren't working very well. But now I encourage you to just shift that, and we'll start to focus on the things that are in our lives right now that we can be grateful for. And to really recognize that here in this moment, you're safe, you're protected. There are energies all around you that are supporting you, okay? So I want to take this red jasper and place it here. Very grounding stone. Really helps to balance the root chakra. And that's really what I've noticed about frazzled energy, is that very often it's indicative of an underactive root chakra, and often that's paired with an overactive throat or third eye chakra. So we're really in the mental plane. We're battling things out here. We're letting things get stuck to us, stuck to our aura, and we're not coming back to our body, coming back to our sense of safety, security, grounding, and empowerment in the solar plexus. So get in your body, feel into your own personal power, and then calm and soothe the mind. So I'm going to go ahead and place a few other stones. I'm using your body as this grid here. I'll start a little bit more hands-on healing. So I'm going to take this piece of howlite and we're going to place this very gently right on your third eye. Very beautiful here. Calm, centered, coming back to center, coming back to center. And let's empower you in your solar plexus. Here we have this leopard skin jasper. This is a fantastic stone for connecting to that primal power. So you are empowered. You get to choose where you focus your energy. That's your choice. You get to choose and set intentions. How glorious. You get to choose where to focus your energy and then to go after that. And then you can take all the disparate aspects of your energy and really pour them all into that funnel of focus. So placing this leopard skin chakra right on your solar plexus for that power, helping you to connect with the inherent power that you have. You're powerful beyond measure. You know, we did a video recently about conjuring confidence. You know, that's that kind of energy that we have to say, like, it's my choice whether I tap into my power or I leave it. That's my choice. It's all there to support you. All of these aspects are here. It's really whether we shed the light of awareness on them or not. And so if you're shedding the light of awareness on your power, on your self-compassion, on your safety, then those things are going to rise to the surface. So using your hips as an entry or an access point here for really helping you to empower your sense of safety, embolden you to get into your body, helping you to foster those really aligning behaviors that allow for that centering energy within you. If you are constantly just in this, oh my gosh, like put upon, you're constantly feeling put upon. Well, I tried to do this and then I went here and then that didn't happen. You know, it's just time for you to take a step back and really take care of yourself, because it's not, that energy it's not helpful, you know. So just, it's actually really important and helpful for others for you to take the time to care for yourself right now. It's actually really important for you to prioritize your own needs right now. We can't pour from an empty cup. So when you're feeling frazzled, you really aren't helping anyone. It's just time for you to take a step back. We're constantly pouring our energy out for others, and we're never coming back to fill our own cup, tend to ourselves, our needs and our wants. There's nothing, we don't have anything to give. So you have to know when you're at that point. Maybe watching this session, maybe receiving this session has helped you better understand, I think I'm kind of at the end of my energy. I've extended myself beyond the limits that feel helpful and healthy and well, for me. You're doing such a good job. We're just gonna pull some of this energy out of the mental plane. Pulling some of this energy out so that you can start to feel like yourself again. Let's light our candle and set our intention. I think it's really easy for us to get frazzled in today's society. Where did my lighter go? Speaking of frazzled energy, there we go. I think it's very easy for us to get frazzled. I think there are so many systems in place that encourage a frazzled energy, right? So I think particularly if you struggle with things like ADD or ADHD, there's a lot that is out there that is intentionally trying to draw your attention. And so, it's really not your fault that you're feeling frazzled. I suppose that's what I really want you to take away here, is it's not your fault. I mean, even if you are, scrolling or doing things that aren't supportive of your centered energy, it's still not your fault. Of course, these things are intentionally designed to suck you in, right? But it's your responsibility to take action and try to heal and make yourself just feel better, Not necessarily, we can do a separate video on ADHD, but I just mean, wherever you are in your journey, wherever you are in your wellness journey, wherever you are on the spectrum, it's just about taking time to recognize that you're worthy of living the healthiest life that you can, living the most aligned life that you can. And really, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, it's not your fault. But it is your responsibility to take ownership of your healing and your energy and really try to be that caregiver for yourself. Okay? Self-compassion is such an act of rebellion, and I think I'm going to do a session that's just about that. Maybe I'll release that before this, who knows with the way videos work, but I really want to do a session that's about self-compassion, because I don't think we are very fluent in that language this day and age. Self-compassion is so powerful, and it really is an act of rebellion. Very often, people who take on a lot, very often you'll hear them complaining the most or holding the most amount of resentment towards others, gossiping about people, because I'll do that, I'll do this, because they're believing in this myth that in order to take care of yourself, if you take care of yourself, it's selfish. And what we need to do is remind ourselves that when we take care of ourselves, when we tend to our needs, when we're familiar with what we're feeling, when we have a strong dialogue with what we're feeling and how we're doing and how we're moving through life, a strong connection to our wants and our needs. And then from there, we say, I have so much in my life that I have so much to give. That's when we're helpful. That's when it's helpful. Helping someone out of resentment or helping someone when you're snowed under, like I said, it's just not helpful. It's not helpful. And even if you are somebody who is holding a lot of resentment, or you feel like being a martyr is that's kind of what you're secretly striving for, is I want people to say, oh, poor her, she's got so much on her plate, or poor him, or poor them. They are just they do so much for everybody. If that's your goal, your kind of secret ambition is to have people say, they are so selfless. Oh, people just pile things on top of them, and no wonder they're sick. People pile things on top of them. They take on so much. If that's kind of your secret ambition, it's not your fault. But yeah, it's your responsibility to say, I think there's a better way. I think there's a way that I could actually be more helpful, more aligned, and put more love into the world as if I care for myself, center my energy, and then from there recognize what I'm able to take on, how I'm able to help people, how I'm able to engage, and how, and the ways in which I can say, here are some boundaries I need to set for me to preserve my energy, which is the only way that I can actually be of service to others, right? So, on behalf of your highest, wisest, most empowered, most aligned self, in loving comfort and in perfect balance, I wish to conduct this Reiki session for soothing, frazzled energy. And if you want to set an intention specifically based on what you're moving through, maybe there's something in particular that's really that you're feeling frazzled about. It's not your fault, whatever it is. And, maybe you're a new parent, maybe you just took on a new job, maybe you really are torn in a million different directions and you feel like you don't have any time. Whatever it is, it's not your fault. Just recognizing that whatever you need support with right now, we're here to help you. So, whatever intention you want to set for this, as long as it serves your and everyone else's highest, wisest selves, and we will honor that intention and see it through time and space to where and whenever it's applicable. I'm going to place a few more stones just to kind of help you here. I'm going to place this piece of black tourmaline at your feet because I really want you to kind of release any of that tension, release any of these preconceived notions about what you need to do, and really turn inward and see what you need, what you want, what areas of your life, areas of your energy, your mental plane, your physical plane, your emotional plane, what is calling out to you that needs tending to? And we often need to release everything else in order to turn into ourselves for a moment. Kind of be cocooned in your own support and nurturing energy. So if I can encourage you to do that today, that would be wonderful. The other stone I want to place is this Kumbhava jasper. We're going to shift and transform from frazzled energy to balanced energy, from erratic energy to very grounded energy. And Kumbhava jasper is a great stone for support and transformation, very loving, heart-centered stone. I'm going to place this right at your heart space, just to ground you here. Now all you have to do here is just allow. Take time for yourself. You taking time to receive this session, so important. You taking time to cultivate a positive relationship with yourself, with your body, with your energy, your emotions, and really tending to what those aspects are kind of whispering in your ear that they need from you. Having that fluid conversation with yourself so that you know what you need, and more importantly, you know how to give that to yourself. Okay, my dear, I'm sending you so much love, so much support. Take really good care of yourself, okay? You can lay here for as long as you want. Take really good care of each other. And until we meet again, be so well. So just allow any of your energy to drain out of your feet. Drain out of your feet. And I'm going to do some cleansing here while you just lay here and just ground and trust in that centering, okay? Namaste. Hello, my lovely, lovely patrons. This session is going to be all about just like sending love into the hands. Our palms are these like entry and access points for so many different energies to flow in. So doing Reiki hand massages I find really helpful. So soothing. So I'm just going to be sending this energy towards you. I love using things from nature to send healing energy. You know I love using things like driftwood, stones, all the earthly elements. I love using water as a healing element. Good. So sending that love towards you, and see if you can just maybe breathe it in. Fill yourself up with that gorgeous, loving energy. Imagine the aroma just swirling in and flowing all through your body. Which can be directed and channeled with laser-like precision to help you accomplish tasks and achieve objectives. Cool. This is going to be a really powerful time for you. 2 super empowering cards. You have this fiery energy, and you have like the earth and the roots and the ancestors. It's like star and earth and fire. Find as comfortable a position as you can. Maybe close your eyes. You could lie down, whatever feels right for you. And let's begin today with gratitude. Whatever position you find yourself in, bring to heart one thing for which you are grateful.